Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show, the Arsenal edition. This is your host, Dean, and I am here, well, not per usual, but per today, with Gabby. How are you, Gabby?
Listen, I haven't missed a day in a while. I'm always here. The rest of you
Aw,
niggas, I
look
don't
at
know.
you, Gabby Raya over here. You're always there. You're the goalkeeper. You're supposed to be there. Ain't nobody giving you credit for that shit. Relax, lady. Coach, how you been, bro?
That's a nefarious lie.
I'm sorry, guys. Thank you, guys. First of all, thank you, Dean and Gabby, for being such wonderful, and Mitch as well for being such
Ah,
wonderful,
fuck Mitch. Love you, Mitch. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
for being such noble and wonderful hosts and co-hosts while I've been away. I finally got peeled off my prayer mat, um, but I'm doing amazing. Like I really, really am. Thank you for everybody that's been listening and the supporting while obviously we've been kind of had a bit of downtime. But look, Arsenal winning the league and I'm really happy. And I'm oh gosh, I'm so happy, man.
Well, we certainly didn't win the league today, but it's looking good. And it's looking good because Arsenal hosted Everton rather, in a game that ended 0-0 last season and won it 2 goals to 0.
Mm-hmm.
It was all very late. It was all very exciting. Which begs the question of the day. Outside of today's game, Gabby, what is the most stressful Arsenal game you can recall watching? You get one pick.
One pick.
One pick. The most stressful game you can recall. Coach, if you
I'm
want to
not
go
gonna.
ahead.
Okay, I'm not gonna pick a game that we lost. I'm not gonna
Okay.
pick a game. I'll pick the. In recent years, it's probably been the Bournemouth game, the
Mm.
Bournemouth game at home when we went down and Reece Nelson scored that last minute winner. I think my heart about exploded. Oh my god, I screamed so loud. That was stressful.
That was pretty tough. Pretty tough. Coach,
FA Cup final 2014. That that is stress in football form. You can't even begin to understand the level of the energy was just horrible. Like you're coming with battle scars of losing against a team that's getting relegated in Birmingham in the Carabao Cup final 3 years prior, and then you go 2-0 down in a final again against Hull, and they're also getting relegated that season as well. Yeah, I'm just thinking, how is that possible? Like, how do we? How? Yeah, I went to bed. I hosted a watch party at my house with all my boys. I literally went to bed at 2-0. I was like, I'm just going to bed. They had to pull me out of bed to watch the rest of the game. I was so annoyed and so stressed, guys. Like
oh
it
man,
was bad.
yet more proof of why pulling out is the best option, people. All right,
All right.
let's go right to it. And that's not a message for you listeners. It's a message for some people that are running the world right now. Please, enough. Anyway, lineup today was Ryan Go, Union Timber, Iron Man, apparently. Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori came in for Hincapie. Rice and Zubimendi because Arteta wants to kill them, and we have no choices. Eze as the 10. And in addition to Eze, we had two other Nigerians flanking him, Saka and Madueke, and we had Kai Havertz starting. Gabby, I'm sure you love this lineup.
I did. I can't lie.
What did you love most about it?
Um, Sorry, but my white boys are back. Calafiori and Kai Havertz. God, I missed you so much. Like it's actually crazy. I think we've missed Calafiori so much. Although Nkapie has done a really, really good job, he Nkapie doesn't do what Calafiori does in our attack. Like he really galvanizes the attack. The marauding forward is crazy, and I think we've really, really missed that. And Kai is the glue. I've known this for a long time, but my God, we missed him. I need him to stay fit for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, absolutely. Coach, did this lineup approach siege ball for you? You know, you're always whining about that
Ye-
shit. So
Yes and no, but I also felt the Madueke inclusion was two things. It was merit because it was like, you know what, you this calendar year you've actually been quite good in general. Whatever I've asked of you, you've pretty much delivered each time. Whether it's the games against lesser opposition, you've put them to the sword, or in bigger games like Leverkusen on Wednesday, you've also contributed as well. So I feel like he had to get him in the team regardless. I initially thought it would have been Eza on the left and Saka would have been in the middle again. That was my thought, because I'm thinking, why would you move Madueke out of that position where he's done so well recently? But Arteta's like, I just need the energy in the team, which was fine. And with Havertz in the team, he's a much better and bigger aerial threat than Yoker is. I was like, okay, Madueke's game is going to be simple today. Whipped balls into the box. Didn't materialize, but I like the intention of it. So
Yeah, I gotta say, I saw the lineup. I didn't have much to say about it. I didn't say anything in the chat because I was just like, this fucking works. Like this works. Like I didn't expect Everton to show up and sit in a block, because this is a team that's been playing pretty well over the last couple of months. They've been one of my favorite teams to watch in the Premier League this season. David Moyes always does a good job, but especially this year, they've looked really good. I think since like mid-December, they haven't lost an away game or something like that. And they won their last 2 away games as well. So I was definitely nervous about it. But when I saw the lineup, I was like, the intention, the manager's intention is correct. I have no issues here. If things don't go well, it won't be because he picked the wrong team. So grateful for that. And the start of the game. Oh, go on, coach.
I would say one thing just on Everton's lineup. It's really interesting because Njai has been playing on the right a lot this season for Everton. Like most games he started on the right, and today he started on the left. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Especially, I know you're thinking back, Dean, but you remember when Grealish was in the team, it was Grealish on the left and Njai on the right. And I was like, I'm always a big believer of players that can play well on their strong sides, then they're good anywhere on the pitch. They're fine. They'll be fine. And the fact that he played Njai on the left and McNeil on the right, it let me know that he wasn't, at least in the first half, Everton weren't coming to sit in and dig deep. They just weren't. They were coming to play football. But yeah.
Right. Even so, though, we'll get into it. But Njai, just so I don't forget, we've had this well, it wasn't a conversation. It was just me talking to myself in the group chat, because all you motherfuckers are bitches some days. But Njai is my choice to refresh Arsenal's left wing at some point in the future. If things stay as they are, that is the player I want. All this Anthony Gordon shit, I'm about to blow up some servers, man. I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to hear that.
That's a white boy I cannot support. I'm sorry.
No, I do not want
Trump, guys. He cannot play for my club.
No, he's like the if you had AI do a graphic of the ugliest version of Princess Diana, that's what it would come up with. I don't want to stare at that motherfucker every week. I'm tired of this shit. And he's been getting linked with us consistently for like 2 seasons now.
And he will slime out Newcastle to play for us as well. He will literally strike. He would leave them so far.
Hey man, he's not one of them. He's a scouser, so whatever, he played for Everton, so there's that. So I thought the start reflected the lineup, because it was an excellent start. I thought we started pretty well. I'm not even going to give Gabby the chance to hate. There you go. She still got it in. She still got the hate in. The urgency among the players was pretty obvious to me. The ball was going up quickly to Havertz, who was dropping in. He was making the ball stick like Victor tends not to do. So I think that alone just made everything look a lot better pretty quickly. And further evidence of that was one of Gabby's favorite white boys, Calafiori. He had, I think, our first 2 shots in the game, Gabby. This is our moment, or this is the moment I intend for us to discuss the Calafiori-Hincapié situation. It's not really a situation per se. I think I'm comfortable with either one of them there. But do you have a preference as to who, like, say, the Monstars come down from space to come play against Arsenal's first 11? Who is your choice to start in that role?
If I'm more defensive minded, it's in Hincapié for sure. Like, I would prefer playing him over, like, what my cup final is. It's Chelsea every time. I would play Hincapié in every one of those games. No matter how many times we play them a season, I'm playing Hincapié. And I know Calafiori helps us more in the attack, but anything that's more of a fight, I'd rather the person who I know is going to dig in. Not that Calafiori can't dig in, but he's more of a like fluid player. Like he wants to roam, he wants to get forward. It's just Hincapié.
Coach, where do you stand on this matter?
I'm always going to lean more into the more attacking choice. I think Calafiori is a fine defender, especially when he's doing scorpion kicks to clear balls. But he's, as well as Hincapié has done, and I love Hincapié, I think Calafiori is definitely better going forward. So I'm just going to pick him every time. despite Nketiah has been fantastic, and he's got a lot of intentionality in the way he passes. Like he's one of the few players in our team that passes early, crosses and passes early, and I think that's a huge tool. Ironically, Timber has started doing that more as well. Calafiori's more of a give me the ball and I'll make something happen. I'll attract players to me. I'll play a 1-2. I'll dribble, whatever. I've got it all. I can do it all, kind of thing. But Nketiah's one superpower going forward is that early cross, early pass, and that's fantastic. But overall, I'm going to pick Calafiori for me.
Yeah, I think if I had to choose, I'm going with Miles Lewis Skelly because I'm all into equality. We haven't spoken about our boy in a minute.
Alive? I feel like I haven't seen him in ages.
I see him on the bench today, which is good.
Yeah, I see him celebrating during the goals and shit. He's good. He's a fan. He's enjoying this. Like maybe not as much as last season, but he's enjoying it. We started the game with about 78% possession. We had 5 shots in the first 10 minutes of the game. None on goal, if I recall, but still shots. Intention. I loved it. There was a great moment, and I hate to praise an opposing player, but there was a great moment in the 12th minute from a double header that Pickford saved. Saka ended up being offside from his header, but that save was incredible. Like if it counted, it could qualify as save of the season. So this just shows what we're going up against. Like Pickford has gotten a lot of shit from a lot of us over the years because he's got those short ass arms and he got the T-Rex arms. But honestly, I just want to take a moment to praise him for now he's Everton's captain. Like no one, we've had a bunch of people try to take his spot in the England team and no one has been able to take his spot. So I want to salute him and give him his respect. And that's the last nice thing I'm saying about Everton, unless about David Moyes, because I love David Moyes. But yeah, in the 14th minute, coach, Nani got hit off the ball. We played the ball in behind. I forget who the fullback is on the side. Maybe is that Jake O'Brien?
It was Keane that knocked him off.
Knocked him over. And in that moment, I mean, looking back based on the things that happened later in the game, but in that moment, I wasn't my Arsenal fan referee PGML paranoia didn't set in, but it probably should have, shouldn't it?
100%. Like he wasn't going to play the ball. Like don't get me wrong, Keane was good in terms of his recovery pace to get there because Noni is lightning, so that was fine. But Noni still got there first, and Noni knocked it around him, and he haven't played the ball, so it should be a foul. And it wasn't even just the fact that he hasn't played the ball. There was to my mind, it felt like there's a little bit of extra aggression there as well. So when referees are, going through the handbook, they always look for intentionality and all that sort of thing. What more can you ask for there? Maybe not a yellow, but it's definitely a card. It's definitely a foul.
I think it might have been a yellow on top of that because where they were, I mean, I know it was wide on the pitch, but he was the last man.
Last man.
It was one pass away from it essentially being a shot on goal. Basically.
Well, I mean, if Nani doesn't get barged off the ball the way he did, he's in on goal. So he doesn't even need to pass. There's no one with them. They're ahead of the play. So he's the last man. So really that could be, but it gets worse. Later, Ndiaye in his best moment of the game spins Timber. And in that moment, Timber looks to have gotten injured. Do we have any updates on that? Do we know what happened there?
No, I didn't see any quotes from Arteta about it. I think it's just a knock and it's precautionary because as soon as he came off, he tried to come back on and run it off. But I think he kind of twisted his ankle or something.
Yeah, he played for another, I want to say
10-15 minutes.
Yeah, he didn't get substituted until the 36th minute from Mascara. But in that moment when Ndiaye got free, he crosses the ball. I don't know who gets the header there. My notes are terrible today because I was so stressed. This is when the Calafiori thing happens.
I actually think it was.
It wasn't a header. I don't think anybody got a header there.
It was Raya flapped it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he had fingertip save, but it dropped into our box to McNeil.
Yeah, then I don't know who got the first shot, but that's the one that Calafiori scorpion kicks away. Which, by the way, not to downplay that, but if you look behind him, Raya was going to save that anyway. It wasn't. I
was thinking that. I genuinely thought Raya saved it because I was like, oh, he already was in position, and not just in position, but he was in the motion. But it happened so fast. I genuinely didn't know Calafiori got the kick in until they showed the replay 6 times. I was like,
yeah,
he really kicked his feet up. It's like, fuck that.
Yeah. Nice aura moment for the Italian. It's what he does. This is not a surprise to any of us at this point. But yeah, after that play, McNeil picks up the loose ball, drives in on goal, plays one that beats Raya, it hits the post.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I wasn't too bothered about that. I didn't like it, obviously, but I wasn't too bothered about it. But at this point, Gabby, what kind of game are you expecting moving forward? You know, it's now about 15 minutes into the game. What are you thinking is going to happen?
Honestly, I expected the game that we actually got. I wasn't too stressed about it when he like you. I wasn't too stressed about it when he took that shot, because we're very comfortable letting people take shots outside the box. And for some reason, obviously, those are the shots that they're taking, so we're conceding worldies. It just is what it is. But sometimes moments just have to go your way. When he hit the post and it like went out on his teammate, I was like, okay, you're just gonna have to weather the storm, and then we're gonna do the assert our dominance. Hopefully, we can get a goal in that period.
Yeah,
because Everton are gonna drop deeper and deeper, if we're being honest.
Correct. And I want to say our response to that was pretty good. I think we had good field tilt action going. We were mostly in their half for huge chunks of that first half. And the next notable moment is the most controversial moment, because this game could have been very different if the call gets made correctly. Eze gets the ball in midfield, slides a beautiful through ball in for Havertz. Havertz cuts across Michael Keane, I believe. And Michael Keane grabs his shoulder. Not too hard, I'll admit that. But he also steps on Kai's ankle / Achilles area. And Kai, who basically, with his next touch, is basically going to shoot on goal. He has a one-on-one. Falls over. It looks like a nailed-on penalty to me. Mm-hmm. The ref doesn't give it. VAR clear it and say it's normal contact in the box. Coach, was this the moment that they've been waiting for?
Yeah, I think what's interesting about it is the amount of time that they took to actually decide. I heard it was 3 seconds.
No time.
Literally.
It was literally 3 seconds. So you took 3 seconds to decide that stepping on a player's foot while they're about to start sprinting in the box cannot be a penalty. That's the precedent you're setting, that you can step on someone's Achilles when they're literally in the middle of starting their sprint to actually open up their body. That's not a penalty. It's normal contact. Guys, tomorrow in the Premier League, a penalty will be given for less than that. I can guarantee you.
Yeah,
I can guarantee you.
Yeah, I remember the United versus Crystal Palace game at Old Trafford a couple weeks ago, where Lacroix basically tickled Matheus Cunha's shoulder from outside the box. He falls into the box, and they get the penalty for that. Mm-hmm. This was way worse than that. Way worse. And they didn't even call it. Like, Gabby, which one was worse? The one where they didn't draw the lines against Brentford, or this one?
Please don't piss me off. Like, actually, that game to this day, it makes my head go on Pluto. Like, that game should be the only example of PGMOL, like, discourse that I ever have to use for Arsenal. Mm-hmm. Not drawing the lines is crazy. And if I need another example, I could use the Newcastle example of the ball going completely out and y'all still giving a fucking goal. Ridiculous.
Desgracia. In any event, the game went on. In the 31st minute, Dewsbury Hall, a player I like quite a bit. I'm not saying Arsenal needs to get him. I just like the player. He's liked him from Leicester, liked him at the club we don't like, and like him at Everton now. But he had a nice shot on goal. Raya handled it pretty easily. In the 36th minute, Timber finally came off of Mosquera. Coach, given the amount of time Timber has put in over the last couple of weeks, I mean, I think he's really only behind the two midfielders that Mikel is flogging. I kind of feel as if Mosquera maybe could have gotten the start, since Ben White clearly is dealing with some fitness issues, even though he was on the bench.
Yes and no. I think I'm a firm believer in the Premier League, especially when it's not one. Play your best team every time, like you can. Like play your best available and fit team as much as you can. That's hence why our midfield has barely changed this season, because the Premier League is the bread and butter. Unsettling our defense to bring in Mosquera when Timber is available, and this weekend in particular, I would have looked at Mikel a little bit like, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Do you know? I would have been pleased.
But not for the Calafiori and Hincapié swap? Not that? That's not unsettling to you? Why are you using words like unsettling? What does that mean?
Do you want to know? Do you want to know why? Because it was clear to me that Arteta wanted to win this game as quickly as possible. Hence why he put on his most attacking fullback. Do you know what I mean? Like he really wanted to attack. You know?
I feel like there's a lot of dime store psychology going on here because I don't know about you, bro. I don't know about you, bro. I feel like my manager wants to win every game as quickly as possible every week, no matter what you see on the pitch.
But you know, okay. So this is the
You know what?
context behind.
Shout out Bobby Schmurder.
This is the context behind today's game, which worried me a lot. We played Everton under pretty much the exact same circumstances last season. They had pretty much 2 weeks off, and we were playing at the same time as Liverpool. Liverpool were at home to Fulham, and Liverpool went down to 10 men, and they end up drawing 2-2. We end up drawing 0-0. Everton that game came for the point. They came for the point. They had all the energy in the world to sit in and to just be dogged. And don't get me wrong, Odegaard should have scored 2 or 3 that game. Saka should have scored as well. There was loads of chances for us, but they had that extra energy and that extra sort of springiness because they hadn't played for 2 weeks, basically. And then going into today, we had played twice since they had last played. So they had all the time in the world again, not only to prep for us, but also to be physically ready. So that was my worry behind it. So I was thinking, okay, so what can Arteta do to essentially freshen things up? Okay, bring Kai in. Kai is super fresh now. Calafiori is also super fresh. You know what I mean? Was there one with Noni as well? So he obviously realized that there's a physical aspect of this that he needs to account for one way or the other. And you look at the 3 bodies that he brought in; these are all physical specimens, first and foremost, and they all don't have as much minutes in their legs as the people that they replaced as well. Especially in Nketiah recently. Nketiah has played almost every single game recently. He even came in against Mansfield. So I'm fine with that. Go on.
Because he came on because he's a man,
Yeah.
and there were men on the field, and he's a man. You know. Sorry, I'm trying to be LinkedIn Liam. I'm not good at it. Coach, are you still
He's
with
not good
us?
at it either.
I'm still with you. I literally just lost my background, but it's cool.
It's all good, man. It's all good. This is an even better background, my brother. I like this one. 37th minute, Saka hit a corner. Calafiori did a nice flick on at the near post. Looked like it was going to go in, didn't go in. 42nd minute.
I wanted us to score that so bad. I wanted us to score that. First of all, I feel like we're lacking on set pieces again. And that flick on, the trajectory looked like it was genuinely going into back in that.
Yeah.
I was like, we didn't score?
Yeah, I definitely hopped off the couch on that one. I do want to go back to the penalty real quick and make the point that if the call was made correctly, that's denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity as well. So we get to play against 10 men and we have a penalty. Yeah. So this game is way less stressful.
We would never have gotten a red card and also a pen. You're getting one or the other.
Listen, we got nothing.
We wouldn't get no red card and pen. He would have been like, here, nigga, damn. You take the pen and that's it. You ain't getting nothing else.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with you, Gabby. I think we already agree that this was a better performance than we've seen in a couple weeks, I want to say. What about it did you like? You know, like besides the personnel being who they were and the fact that we're, you know, like what specifically looked better to you?
Well, in the first half specifically, the way that Kai links up with, I've been saying that Kai is the glue for a while. And I think this was one of those games. I know we didn't score in that first half, but this is one of those games where it really showed. The fluidity in the attack, specifically the chemistry between Kai and Saka, is so much better than the chemistry between Kai and Gyökeres. They're just kind of like, I know that they've played a lot of games together, but they just have not linked up well enough to play in the same lineup, if that makes sense. If Kai's fit, he has to play with Saka.
I agree with that. Coach, what did you like?
Well, when we talk about like relationships, that's the key thing for all successful teams. But for Arsenal now, where you look at the players that have been there the longest and the familiarity sort of thing, you look at Kai and Saka, who now played together for 3 years. You look at Saka and Eza, for example, they played together with England for the last probably about 3 years as well, I want to say. And then Kai with pretty much everybody else behind him. You know, he played with Rice for how long? Do you know what I mean? I think he spent a season with Madueke as well, kind of thing. All of these things play into how fluid we are, but also how we can start finding solutions. You start playing for the system. You start playing on player strengths, basically. So I know that this player lacks this pass. I know this player lacks this sort of run. all these sorts of things. So it becomes more natural, and it's less sort of Arteta creating an environment where the players have to play to these specific instructions, and that makes it hell for the other team to essentially figure out, basically. And that's really what I'm enjoying now. It's not just on today, but just in general, like these relationships and what players are doing to play to each other's strengths. I think that's what's has carried us through this period. That's going to carry us through the rest of the season, to be honest.
Yeah.
I agree. And it's not just the player strengths, but also like I think the intelligence, like the football IQ that you get in some of these the players that we put in this lineup specifically, Calafiori and Kai Havertz. Kai's movement is so much better than people think it is. He drifts a lot
I think
when
it's
he
his
plays
best attribute, man. I really
genuinely I feel like he always seems to lose defenders when they always forget where he is, and I think that's such a strength for us when we play, because he always seems to get like either the slip ball to try to cut it across or take a shot, and I'm like, how do you always seem to be in space, especially in and around the box, but Gyökeres is never in space?
It's
So
crazy.
this is the funny thing. This is where, when he first broke out in Germany, this is where the younger Ozil comparison came from. Because Germans are very good and very quick to deduce what players are good at, kind of thing. And straight away you watch younger Ozil. Ozil, was a great dribbler, a great passer, but he was always in space. And then you watch Ozil live for the first time, and you're like, oh my god, how is he always in space? Why is he always shouting at players for not giving him the ball? Do you know what I mean? And then you look at Havertz, and Havertz is like, oh my god, how is Havertz always in space? Whether it's in behind, whether it's him dropping deep, he's just a really intelligent mover. He really understands football and that. And when Arteta talks about him, Dean, I know you've highlighted this, but when Arteta talks about Havertz, I feel like he talks about Havertz very differently to the way he talks about any other of the players in the squad. I feel like if I had to pick, I think Havertz is Arteta's favorite player, to be honest.
No, I think it's Timber, actually.
You think so?
It's a toss up between those two. He really, from a tactical standpoint, he just really loves those two guys. But I would not argue with Havertz, but I think it might be Timber. He really likes Timber. Like, think about how he treated him. He washed him like a dirty rag after the guy came back from an ACL. Didn't give a fuck. But Kai at least is like, okay, gently. With Timber was like, nah, bro, we using you every day. Fuck a Ben White. You're washing that dude, man. Gabby, let me get back to you here. If you had to pick your three best performers from that first half, which again I thought was good despite the lack of a goal, who would you pick?
Ooh, it's a good question.
And Coach, start preparing because your answer got to be different from hers.
No.
I have to throw a defender in there, so I'm going to put Saliba in there because I thought he was really good in that in this whole game entirely. I think he was our best defender, even though he got shook the fuck up by Ryan.
Oh, smack the shit out of him.
He looked woozy as hell after that. So Saliba, I don't think either of our wingers were like super like great in that first half. I'm going to say Kai as our attacker, and then if I had a midfielder, Eze. Those three.
That's fair. Coach, what you got?
I got Rice for sure. Right. By the way, Rice midweek I think was fantastic. I think Rice was crazy in the midweek. He looked fresh, which is good. But less said about that game, the better anyway. But yeah, I'll go Rice. For a 15-minute period, I want to pick Saka as well because I feel like in that 15-minute period he looked pretty unplayable. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go Kai as well. I'm sorry.
Jesus, neither one of you mentioned Calafiori. I need smarter people on this podcast.
I know. I was thinking Calafiori, but I was like,
do you want to know? Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why I didn't mention Calafiori first and foremost? Because Calafiori playing well in this within this context, I think is not news. Like he was given license to be the spare man. Let me finish. He was given license to be the spare man. Arteta for the last 2 weeks has hinted at the fact that, oh guys, you want us to play silky football, and what do you call it? I'd love to invert my left back or something to that note, and you have the extra man and build up with an extra player, blah 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 kind of thing. Like Calafiori was doing that fine in this first half, no problem. But I don't feel like, apart from what he had these shots basically. Outside, he got better in the second half, funny enough. Outside of that, I don't feel as if a lot of our good stuff was through him. It was actually a lot more through Eza.
Well,
Eze
I
was
just think that
fantastic.
well, Eze would have been my if I was answering this question. It would have been Eze, Calafiori, and some other motherfucker. Don't care. But I thought a lot of like put it this way. It's like the plus minus thing in basketball. It's like we've been very stodgy for the past couple of weeks. Whatever, no problem. I'm okay with that. Today we looked far less stodgy. What the like I've seen Kai here and there. The person I haven't really seen much in the past few weeks is Calafiori. He starts a game, all of a sudden we're looking sexy again. I'm just saying. I'm giving him a lot of credit for that.
We never stopped
I saw
being
him on the
sexy.
right. I saw him on the left.
Fair
I saw him in the middle playing as a 10. Like he was fantastic, and he was aggressive. Like I love that he shot the ball so early because that sends a message to your teammates. It's like, if my job is to keep the ball out of the net, that's my main job. And within 10 minutes, I already took 2 shots not on goal, but I took 2 shots. You strike a motherfucker.
I was going to say, not on goal, but.
Yeah, y'all need to step it up, and I feel like the team did. I feel like we really inspired. That's that coach at halftime where you, at the end of the day, we need to win a game and we're not winning. So were you thinking of any changes?
No, to be honest, I thought the team would definitely get better. That's what I thought. I thought like, okay, Everton ended the half, a little bit more subdued. Everton had a lot of the play. Let me be clear on this. I think what's so funny about their midfield actually. So it was Gay and Irabunam, right? And that's a midfield.
I like Irabunam a lot.
He's a good player. But that's a midfield to me that was there to battle with Arsenal and try to get the ball to the inverted wingers, and Dewsbury Hall. Basically, that was a midfield that was like to platform those attacking players. No problem. Quite, in a way, kind of similar to the way we wanted to set up. In a way, to be fair, and I thought like as the half went on, we slowly but surely started strangling them and wrestling back control. There wasn't influence in the game as much, but that first half was literally the peak for Everton today. So I was like, okay, if we've already wrestled back control of the game before half time, no problem, cool. Second half, Arteta's probably going to give them a bit of a rocket and they're going to come out flying, basically. Especially the fact that our last 2 games, we started very slow to the point where we actually conceded goals in the first half, in the first few minutes of the.
Why are you talking about shit, man? Stop that.
But I was like, okay, so the players are already prepping so that Arteta's not going to go nuts on them, basically. The players already know they can't fuck around, basically. So yeah, I was pleased. I was pleased with the response, and then knowing that okay, second half we'll definitely be better. We have to be.
Well, you say that, but the first highlight of the second half was Everton corner.
What the fuck is he talking about? We talking about better. Like, when did we do that? Like,
well, he's not wrong, but the first highlight of the second half was very reminiscent of the games that Coach mentioned in his last response. And I'd stepped away from my TV for a while, and when I came back, the first thing I saw was David Raya making a save because Beto had found space in the box from an Everton corner, and he makes a kick save. That was the first thing I remember from the second half because I missed the very start of it, unless there was something else that happened.
Yeah, so to me, that's just okay. They've won the corner. Okay, cool. The ball's jiggled around in the box. Arsenal weren't slow or anything like that. It was a great save first and foremost, and it wasn't like Arsenal were ponderous. If we're looking at the Leverkusen game, Arsenal were just ponderous. Arsenal just weren't there. This was more of they've won the corner. And I think, funny enough, it was Mosquera that actually got there to actually stop the cross coming in anyway. So, like, the players were switched on. It was just the luck of the bounce that it went out for a corner more than anything.
Fair enough. And I always hate when we, because we often, we play on one side, we switch to the other side. I forget which one is the clock end. You go to the game so you can tell people if you want. But I just hate when we're at that goal where the opposition fans are right behind us. And they get the corners and shit. I get so nervous, man, because I'd be seeing those happy white people and they're like, I just hate that shit.
But that's it's so funny. Our last home game, Chelsea flipped it around, so we were shooting that half in the second half.
Fucking pricks.
Which is what we never do that. We're always shooting towards the North Bank in the second half and the clock end in the first half, basically. So
honestly, Doc, somebody got to break Liam Rossinior's glasses. I'm tired of this shit. Like, he's doing a lot. For a guy that ain't done shit, he doing a lot. I'm tired of his shit.
Yes, but
Saka had a really nice shot. I'm skipping way ahead here because like 20 minutes past, I think generally Arsenal controlled the game. As we mentioned, they'd sort of taken control back before the half. And that basically sustained outside of the Beto moment that we just talked about. Saka had a shot that I believe Pickard saved. And right as that happened, the subs the subs started warming up, I think. But it didn't happen just yet. Before that happened, Eze had a really nice curler that looked like was going in, but went quite wide at the end of it. And Eze, just in general, coach, I think this was one of his, it was very reminiscent of the Leverkusen game, talking about Ocha again, in that I feel like he was just on the ball a lot more, like not necessarily getting those shots, well, he actually shot a lot today as well. I don't know what the numbers are, but
7 shots.
Wow. That's great. That's a lot of shots. But I thought he was on the ball a lot, like not just being an end product guy, but actually helping with, and not just a through ball guy, but just keeping the ball moving, being a midfielder essentially instead of a second striker. Are we getting closer to the final version of him, you think?
No, not a final version, just a different face of him. What's really interesting is that Wednesday and today are he had identical amount of touches, both 56 touches. Those are season highs. So I'm waiting to see what happens on Wednesday to see if I can say this is officially a trend now. But 56 touches in both consecutive games, considering that he normally averages for us probably around 30 to 35, maybe 40. There's a clear emphasis from Arteta. That much is clear that Eze, I need you more on the ball. And I remember when we spoke about it earlier in the season, we're like, we're expecting Odegaard stuff from Eze and Eze stuff from Odegaard, blah, blah, blah. This is one thing about it that I didn't actually mind. I wanted more from him. I wanted him to touch the ball more. Eze touching the ball more is never, ever going to be a bad thing. It's just not. He's got too much quality. And teams should be scared if Eze's touching the ball more. If Eze starts getting the ball 60, 65 times a game, we could end up scoring 4 or 5 goals a game. If Eze's touching the ball a lot more because of his quality. Look at the way he's finding plays from that left gone, Deen.
No, I'm just thanking God. Inshallah.
And that's so funny. I thought he was doing this.
In my head, the whole time he's been talking for the last 30 seconds, I've been thinking to myself, I think 56 nights crazy. I think 56 touches crazy. I've been having future verses in my head the whole time. But keep talking, bro. I don't know what you're talking about no more.
But yeah, what I'm saying is, if he starts touching the ball even more, that's just better for us. That pass to Havertz in the first half, left foot. Look at how far he was from there. The pass to Eze, the pass to Madueke, look at how far he's from goal. It doesn't really matter where Eze's touching the ball because he's a direct player regardless. I saw him pick the ball up in the second half, and I thought he missed the pass to Gyökeres, but he played it anyway. Gyökeres made one run, didn't get the ball. He made another run. Eze just played it over the top. Now, he didn't get it, but Eze's behind the halfway line when he played this ball. You know what I mean? It's like there's a constant emphasis on him to try and make stuff happen regardless of
verticality.
Do you know what I mean?
He definitely, not just verticality, but he was definitely imposing himself.
Exactly.
Definitely. This has been one of his best performances since Newcastle away.
It's literally been his best performance since Newcastle. Literally, in my opinion, I think today he was even, to me, I feel like he was the captain. Genuinely,
yeah.
He made so much happen today. So much went through him, and then I know probably skipping ahead there, but when we obviously made the subs, and then I'm thinking, oh, we're going 2-8s. No, he actually dropped deeper. He dropped deeper, and
got better.
And got better. Do you know what I mean? So, look, Eze has so many tools, right? So many offensive tools, so many just general play tools in general. I don't think we can box him down and say, okay, our best version of Arsenal has to play him on the left. The best version of Arsenal, I think, has Eze in the team. That's it.
Finito. Him, Kai Havertz, probably Calafiori. They all belong on the pitch if we want to achieve the things we're going to achieve this season. And hopefully we can get the captain back at some point because I think he has a part to play as well. You mentioned the subs, coach, in the 74th minute. Max Dowman came on for Zubimendi, and Calafiori, this is probably just fitness related, went off for Hincapié. The Dowman for Zubimendi substitution, Gabby, in the moment, how did you feel about it? Did you think it was the right choice? Because we're essentially moving part of our platform, part of the foundation, if you will, part of our security to try to chase this game, I feel like.
Hell yeah. We need to score a fucking goal. And Zubimendi was pissing me off. Not in this game specifically, but in his last few performances, he looks mentally fatigued. And I'm just like, just take Zubimendi off, bro. Like, just take Zubimendi off. I don't know why he keeps playing him for so long. I was like, sometimes I want Arteta to show that he is still a child of Wenger. Take a defender off and put on an attacker and go all out attack. And I'm not saying you have to do that in every game. Obviously, you're not going to do that in every game. But, like, sometimes you say balls to the wall. We need to score a fucking goal. By hook or by crook. Get your asses up there. Like...
Follow-up question, Gabby. Were you... I mean, obviously, we're Arsenal fans. We've known about Max for a while. Every time he steps on the pitch, his cameo seems to get better and better, I feel like. But even so, given the situation, it's like Arsenal needs a goal against Everton during a title challenge. Were you slightly uneasy about the fact that we turned to a 16-year-old to make this shit shake?
No. Max is so fucking good. Like, Max is so fucking good. Arteta's a sicko. I actually said this in my group chat today. I am against child labor, but Arteta's a sicko because he wanted to play him at 14 if he could have. That's how good Max Dowman is. It's actually, I never feel worried when he's on the pitch. Never. When he has the ball at his feet, I always feel like something is going to happen. He's just so good. And he's also someone that I trust very much with the ball at his feet dribbling because he's so good at dribbling. Like, I know as a dribbler, you're playing the plus minus of like, if you're going to get past your man this time, but I always feel like he's going to get his past his man. Like, I always feel like he's going to get past his man. I'm like, he plays with such fearlessness for such a young player. And I'm just like, yeah, we need a little bit of that. I feel like people know I'm more negative than the rest of you, but I feel like some of our attackers feel very jaded. Like, they can't drop their shoulders just a little bit. Like, I'm like, you guys got to play with a little bit more freedom, just a little bit more. And I think that's what Arteta said to him on the sideline before he came on. He said that in his interview. He told Max and Gyökeres and Martinelli to go on there and play with freedom and get us a goal. Yeah, it looked like it.
I was thinking that I forgot a sub somewhere in there. It was Martinelli. I still love him, though. Coach, you're an Englishman. There's a World Cup this summer. I'm not saying anybody on this podcast said it.
Yes.
But
yes.
Max?
Yes.
He should be on the plane.
Yes. Over Foden. Yes.
Well, even the sassy petty shit aside, like, would you genuinely be okay with that?
No, actually. No. To be honest, I wouldn't be okay with it because I'm scared for next season, basically. The fatigue from next season, I'm just scared about. So I'd love all of our players not to go. In fact, I love the World Cup.
I agree.
To be honest.
It just might be. It just might be if the right motherfucker with a lot of vowels is in his name pushed the wrong button.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hey, just so y'all know, they're fixing all the roads in Houston. We're like fixing up our city so that when people come out, they don't realize how we're just fucking Togo with a Gucci belt or whatever. Anyway, in the 76th minute, right after the subs came on, there was yet another Eze shot. I think Max may have had something to do with that. Pickford saved it. Going to the 83rd, a nice sweeping move from the left back to the right. Ball ends up with Max. He leans back, hits it, scoops it over, unfortunately. And I'm skipping 6 minutes ahead to the moment the relief set in. Max gets the ball. The ball, we were attacking. The ball goes out for a throw-in. Mosquera takes it quickly to Max. By the way, today we were very quick about everything we did. I really appreciated that because I think the whole slowing the game down thing, that works great for away games when you're trying to quiet a crowd and frustrate them. But at home, I think we should definitely keep the tempo higher.
Everton were doing it.
I agree.
A lot.
Yeah, they were.
I have no complaints because that's what they're supposed to do. That's the game. It's just this season because, like the big quote says, when it's Arsenal, everyone gets stupid. It's only because Arsenal's leading right now that people have an issue with things that have been part of the history of the game forever. But that's not the discussion we're having today. Fuck them guys. But Max crosses the ball from a Mosquera throw. Nice cross. Pickford, despite my praise earlier, he makes a mistake there. He flaps at it. The ball hits Hincapie on the chest or somewhere a little lower that I'm not willing to mention. And Victor Gyökeres is in the right place at the right time, and he rolls it into an empty net. And Gabby, how quickly did you do the celebration?
I didn't do it at all. Genuinely, They were stressing me out so much that I didn't even celebrate this goal. I just had to drop my
Really?
Like, thank fuck for that because you guys were pissing me off. Like up the tempo and score the goal. I genuinely didn't celebrate this. I was like, thank God
we need to have a talk, Gabby. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, this team stresses me out, man.
There's nothing you can do for her. Don't talk to her. There's nothing you can do for her. She needs to talk to a
I
therapist.
celebrated Max's goal.
Wait, how can I don't think I've celebrated a goal as hard this season. I don't think
Bruh.
Look, I've always said how like corny the North London Forever song is, and I hate it. And like I'm a grown man, I'll never do the Jokeres celebration. I did the celebration. I did it today.
I tried so hard. I tried. I failed.
I did it.
I
did it, and I told all the men them as well. Like, yes, I did it, and what? Because tactics and whatever aside, when you're talking about feeling, and you're talking about supporting, and you're talking about loving your team and loving these moments, you have to suspend all of that rubbish to enjoy.
Well, I feel like that's the problem with the like
I'm not talking
the what's it called?
Go on.
What's it called? The idea that people keep pushing that like even though this team frustrates us, you have to enjoy every game, like enjoy the moments that we're having. I'm just like, I'm not enjoying this shit. I'm fucking stressed. I am not enjoying this shit, bro. I want it to be over.
I've got a question. I've got a question. Then, do you prefer this, or do you prefer the low stakes, your 5th or 6th place trying to get top 4? What do you prefer?
I felt like I was definitely less stressed when we were low stakes, but I don't not prefer this over it, if that makes sense. Like, I obviously prefer us to be going for the big things, but it's not just the fact that we're going for the big things and we weren't before. It's the fact that like I've seen us win hard games or whatever and then not win it at the end. So it feels like it means nothing to me. Like, I want us to get over the fucking line. Just get over the line this year. I don't care. Like, the sigh of relief that will leave my body when I see us win, like, raise the trophy. Then I can celebrate. I'm not celebrating until that time.
Do you know, yeah? Because I remember specifically the day we won the league kind of thing. And never in my life did I think we would have to wait another 22 years. Never. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. Like, I enjoyed that entire week. I was like, just me and my boys and my brother, everyone was enjoying. We loved it. I still got the newspaper cut out, everything like that. And I never thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be another 20 plus years kind of thing. And I still regret that. I don't feel like I enjoyed it enough. Like, I genuinely feel like I didn't, as much as I did, and as much of the trolling I did of United fans and stuff like that, I still don't feel like I did enough. I could have been more of a prick. You know what I mean? And I feel like this season, I'm making up for that in a way, kind of thing, because we don't know. You just don't know. Liverpool fans in 88, they didn't think, was it 88 or 87, I think? They did not think they were going to have to wait 31 years for another league title. 31 years. They did not. And this is why I'm just like, everyone wants to be let's just wait until we can enjoy it. No, not you, Gabby specifically, but that line of thinking, you sound like an opposition fan. Opposition fans want to minimize the amount of enjoyment you can have, right? So that they don't have to deal with you for as long as possible. When the whole point of this shit is to enjoy it throughout the season, especially when the position that we're in. We've been top since mid-October, I want to say. We should be partying. We should have been partying. We haven't fallen off top spot since October. We should be partying every weekend. Now, I know the context of games and the situations changes. Of course it does. But really and truly, you haven't done it for 20-something years. And a lot of people, this is the first league title they're ever witnessing. It should be party time every week. But the landscape, media landscape especially, and the way fans consume sport in general, it's become a thing of like this instant gratification where it's like, oh, okay, if I can't enjoy, then I make sure nobody else can enjoy. It's like, no, we can't allow those voices in. We have to enjoy for
To be fair, I hear what you're saying, but for at least I can't speak for any other Arsenal fan, but for me, it's not even the media. It's the fact that I am someone who has learned my lesson already. I don't celebrate early when I think we're going to win something because I have been burned twice already. This team cannot hurt me again. This team cannot, they will not hurt me again. I will wait until you guys actually raise that fucking trophy. The pain that I felt that first year we went for the league 2-3 years ago, I will never feel that way again. I will never feel that way again. That day, Mbaku broke me in a way I cannot even begin to describe. You will never treat me like that again.
I don't know,
the
girl.
fucking trophy.
Arsenal has never hurt me as much as some of my exes, so I don't know why you misbehaving like this. Like, it's not. It's supposed to be fun. I'll keep it a buck with you guys. Like, there've obviously been moments of disappointment in the past couple of years, but I can pinpoint the exact day I stopped truly stressing about Arsenal. It was in the preseason, the year we got Gabby Jesus and Zinchenko.
Yeah.
We played a game against Chelsea that preseason, and we destroyed them.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, I've just been very comfortable with Arsenal. You know, like, yes, we haven't won shit since then, but I've just enjoyed watching the team a lot. And this season is a little different because the style of play has been a little more attritional. But that's a league-wide issue. It's just not an Arsenal issue.
Yeah.
We just happen to be the best at it. And I don't know. It's tense. I can admit that it's tense. Some of these games are rough. Today was tough. It was tough. Like I didn't eat all day because I didn't want to feel like I was going to need to shit myself later. You know? And I still have to go. Full disclosure, people, too much information about to drop right now. You can switch off right now if you need to. Actually, don't do that. We need the views and listens. But at halftime, I had to go to. There was nothing. I still felt like I had to go. Then I took a cold shower afterwards. That's why I missed the first 2 minutes of the half because I was doing all this shit. But would I rather this or would I rather be chasing top four? This every time, and I enjoy it every week. It's perverse, it's sick, but I do enjoy this. You know. So and I hope most of you listening are enjoying it too.
Do you know what it is as well? It's for me, it's the fact that the times we're living in right now, not to get too philosophical on this, but there's so much rubbish happening around kind of thing that the most unimportant thing in the world is football. And if you can't look beyond all of the narratives and all of the rubbish, you know, everything that comes within and from without, whatever, and just enjoy this shit, find something to enjoy in it. Like, you're letting these idiot, you know, people from up north in the media have their way. I can tell you this now, yeah, you could hear a pin drop in Liverpool today. And they've got their own problems, but you could hear a pin drop in Liverpool. You can hear a pin drop in the red side of Manchester as well today. They were devastated. Absolutely devastated.
What does it sound like when a pin drops in Scouse?
Boy, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. But and this is why we have to be proud. We have to like puff our chests out. We must because these people don't want us to be happy. They just don't. You look at I'll give you an example. Yeah, there was at the beginning of the season. There was I think they normally do the prediction of who they think is going to win the league, and I think Gary Neville obviously predicted Arsenal. I think Carragher might have predicted Arsenal as well. Gary Neville hasn't faltered on like every week. I still think Arsenal will do it. I still think Arsenal will do it. Blah blah blah. And then they asked someone like Peter Schmeichel, and Peter Schmeichel has always said Man City, Man City, Man City. Even after Man City drew to who did they draw against? That when we
Forest,
Nottingham Forest, he still picked I think Man City as well, kind of thing. And these people are not just there to obviously offer opinion, whatever. They just don't like Arsenal. They just don't. They don't like anything about Arsenal. They don't like Bukayo Saka. They don't like Arteta. They don't like Arsenal. They just don't. And I think it's important to use that as fuel, not for the players at all, but as a fan base, to stick it back to them. Because nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else in this country, in the media class, is going to help us. Nobody. Literally nobody. You look at the split. I don't know what it's like in American broadcast, but you look at the split. We don't have one Arsenal person in the mainstream on TV every week. We do not. On primetime football and on Super Sunday, it's never an Arsenal person there. It's like as them you get them as guests, but the actual main part of the main punditry team, never Arsenal. Never.
That's fine because we're not about that talking shit. We're about our business, you know, and we're handling our business right now. But before we move on from that first goal, Gabby, Yorker has scored it. And I guess at this point, despite a lot of shaky first touches, and I suppose a relatively average season, it kind of feels like this has been a successful signing. Like if for this moment alone, like he was in the right place at the right time. There are a lot of guys that we pay a lot of money to that would not have been in that spot in that moment. So where do you stand on Victor's season thus far?
He's going to end up as our top scorer. So I have nothing to say. Like if he helps us win the league, if he helps us win a quadruple, I don't care, bro. I don't care how much he costs. I don't care how bad he was playing. You know, the eye test. I don't care. I don't care. As long as he can help us get over the line. Is someone way smarter than me. There's not that many of them out there, but there's somebody way smarter than me who said everybody has a piece to play in this race. Everybody's gonna have to show up. This might be Victor's moment. This might be. Who
Hell
knows?
yeah. Yeah, and this game definitely would have been Victor's moment. And it still kind of is, once we settle down from the euphoria, it still kind of is his moment because that was the winning goal of the game. That said, I want to make note of the fact that Martinelli had a really nice shot a couple minutes after the goal that Pickford made a nice save from. So that was not his best contribution of the game, but a really good contribution. We get to 90 plus 6. I mean, there was supposed to be how many minutes left in this game? Or what was the extra time? I felt like it went way too long.
It was 6 minutes, but we
No,
went
it was supposed
over
to be
by
4 minutes.
2 or 3.
It was supposed to be 4 minutes. Then it went longer, I feel like.
No, it was 6. They gave us 6. They put 6 on the board.
Okay, they put 6 on the board. So this would have been at in the 97th minute, past that final 6 minute. And Hincapié had made a really lovely tackle that went out for a throwing. A long throwing came in. We cleared it where there was some confusion during the clearance between Hincapié and Gabriel. So they got a corner, which made us nervous. And all the haters from the north lean forward on their TV like, maybe this is the moment we get to laugh at these motherfuckers. But that's not what happened because Victor Gyökeres got his head to the ball first and Gabriel Martinelli got his head to this ball second. And it landed with Max Dowman. And generally, this would not be a big deal. But the problem was that Jordan Pickford had left his goal to come contribute to Everton's effort to ruin our day. And there was no one guarding the net. It was an empty goal. And the ball landed with Dowman. He skates past Mikolenko, puts Kieran Dewsbury-Hall on his ass, and just starts walking it in. And I think it was actually going to slow down even further, guys. But I think Martinelli yelled at him bro, they coming. Yeah. And he blocked someone off as well. Yeah. And Max Dowman scores to become the youngest goal scorer in Premier League and Arsenal history. Most people would be happy about this because he's the youngest scorer in Premier League history, moving James Vaughan, who was an Everton player, out of the way. But Coach, tell the people why you're really happy about this.
So it means that with that record being taken, we can firmly erase Francesc Fabregas Soler from Arsenal's history books once and for all. We no longer have to talk about him ever again. I mean, I haven't spoken about him personally properly in 15 years, but we never have to bring him up ever again because he holds no records. You know what I mean? There's nothing there. There's literally nothing there. He didn't win shit with us. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't have any more records, so we can just fuck him off now. And Max Dowman is better than he ever was. So I'm over the moon with that. I think one of the most pleasing things about it is, Pickford, really and truly, what reason does he have to be up there? It's to
try to get a point for his team. What the fuck are you talking about?
Fuck him, bro. I'm sorry. Fuck that guy.
Everton have goals. They have aspirations. They want to get points.
They're not you don't think it's not making Europe? Shut up.
They gotta try.
Their whole thing, I'm telling you this now, there's extra motivation to stop Arsenal. A lot of teams are literally playing to stop. Why are Wolves singing second again, ole ole, guys?
Correct that. Don't say a lot of teams. Say all of them. All the rest of the teams that we have cup finals that we're going to play for the rest of the season.
Every teams.
Well, hold on real quick. I feel like Coach should be the last person saying this because you're British. You know you people's culture. You guys love taking the piss. You love making fun of each other. It's your whole culture. It's not personal. I don't really view this as personal.
I'm literally telling you. I'll be sitting in grounds and I'm like, why are Arsenal the subject here? I think it was the Palace Bournemouth game. Palace are okay kind of thing, but then some of the whispers I'm hearing, I'm thinking why are Arsenal the subject here? Oh, we can't have that lot winning the league. I'm just like, what? Do you know what I mean? And I know if it's happening in London, I know what the grounds are like. Mansfield, why are Mansfield fans singing second again? I'm not being funny. There's genuinely, I'm not being paranoid as well. Trust me, everybody is trying to make a header. They want to be the one to stop Arsenal. They trust me, they do. They do. Pickford has no business being up there. And they got egg on their face. I'm serious. He has no business being up there. You're not making.
They could get a point, bro.
You're not making Europe. You don't know that difference.
They have to try. I don't know. I agree with your general point, but picking on Pickford for going up is crazy to me.
I'm telling
you. No, I just, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of exactly verbatim the game against Aston Villa at Villa Park. When Emi Martinez, the bitch nigga he is, came all the way up there to try to score on us, and then lo and behold, ran past his ass and scored into an empty net.
Yep.
That's what your dumb ass deserves.
Exactly, and it just feels as if there's put it like this year, Arsenal are going to win the league. I'm confident we're going to win the league now, yeah. But when I say this, I'm not saying this because I feel like it's us against the world kind of thing. But I'm telling you, players talk to each other and stuff like that. There's definitely conversations about, oh yeah, I want to be the one to stop them. Do you know what I mean? Like, trust me, it happens.
I'm sure.
It happens.
If it makes you feel better, if you watch the replay of that second goal again, you will see Declan Rice laughing at Pickford. He's like pointing at him like, nigga, you should have stayed back there.
I'm so happy it was Dewsbury Hall that Max Dowman put on his face, because Dewsbury Hall was thinking, oh my god, yeah, that's my England career finished. I'm never playing for England. I was so pleased. I was like, yeah, know your place, boy.
Hey man, he can go take Declan Rice's place with Ireland. How about that? You know, Gabby, I want to ask. I'm gonna just go ahead and show my cards. I feel as if Max Dowman could probably get a lot more minutes before the end of the season. How much do you think we will see him for the end of the season? Because, you know, he was hurt for a while, but even before he got hurt, I think we saw him against, I want to say he came on against maybe Leeds, was it? Then he also came on against Liverpool at Anfield, which should have told us what the manager thinks of him at that point. Like, if you're getting brought on to try to save the game at Anfield, then the manager trusts you. But how much do you think we'll see him?
That's a good question. How many? If he's already been on for three games at least in the league, he only needs 2 more for a medal, right?
He's getting one anyway.
You need 5?
I'm pretty sure one he's getting one as well.
Like, listen. Arteta will give him his medal, like if he has to. Like,
I do think. I think Arteta is looking at our attack and he's looking at it like we need to shake some things up. Our attack is what's been lacking this season, really. We've not been as fluid as we want to be, or as we've been in previous years. And funnily enough, I think Moreno being out is also a problem for that.
Sure.
Big problem.
So I think he's gonna play. Max like whenever he can. Whenever he can. There's still a hierarchy. He's still gonna play the Maduekis and the Martinellis and stuff like that. But I think you will see Max at least bare minimum in the cup competitions for sure.
So I'll direct the follow-up question to you, Coach. The hierarchy. We know Arteta respects the hierarchy. Like, how often do you think he'd be willing to ignore the hierarchy to make sure we do what we want to do this season? Do you think he's that kind of manager? Do you think this 100%. Moment maybe makes him think, you know what, fuck it, we're going with the best players we got?
Already has. He had the 250k striker on the bench and didn't bring him on when we need a goal.
Come on, man, that nigga's cooked.
No, but you get what I mean. Like, Gabby Jesus is still a senior figure. Like, the player, you see the way the players talk about and the way, like, he's still one of the 5 captains as well. Like, so it's clear that Arteta just thinks, okay, I can't hold it. Even if I wanted to, the players will look at me like I'm crazy. I can't hold this boy back. I actually can't hold this boy back. That's so, fair. Put it like this, I think there's a good chance that he probably starts a Premier League game before the end of the season. I really do. What the composition of the team is, how I would do it, I think I would start him. I start him wide right. I start him on the right. I don't know who I'm.
Not far right, just wide right.
Yeah, we can't have him far right. We've got enough of that already in this country. Already, it's fine. And in yours as well. But I'm starting him on the right, and it's definitely going to be a home game for sure.
Put it this way, guys.
We have a lot of home games in our final stretch, so
yeah, we might see him quite a bit. 4 or 5.
We've got 4 left. 4 home games. We've got.
And how many away games?
3.
3.
Damn, people are running out of time to catch us. I love this.
I'm telling you.
I love this.
I'm telling you.
I love it. I do think that if we manage to wrap things up a little early, which I hope is the case, that we will definitely.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Yeah, we'll sell a lot Max if that happens. Like, if we wrap it up with like 3-4 games left, those final games, he's getting a half in each of them at least.
West Ham away is game week 36, and I think if things go to plan, that could be the game to clinch it, or it might be clinched by then. I genuinely think that.
Honestly, man, what I really need is for Max to get minutes at the Etihad and draw red cards on Bernardo and Rodri. Don't really care about the result if that happens. That's what I need. I just need them to foul him, not hard, and get sent off because of that. That to me would be my championship. Fuck them guys.
Can I comment on Max quickly? His style of play, and this is the key thing here, his style of play is very unique to the rest of our forwards. And I think teams have become accustomed to what we throw up, basically. But what the most interesting thing about him is that he's able to replicate certain final actions that all of our forwards can do, especially on the right hand side. So you look at he's floated the ball to the back post. Odegaard can do that. Saka can do that. Madueke can do that. Do you know what I mean? But then so can Max. But then the way Max carries the ball and the way he dribbles, he's able to dribble off both feet like that. I'm not quite sure the rest of our attackers can do that as well. So I feel like he's already kind of.
Listen, man, just say what you really want to say. Say it. Say it.
I'm not.
Say it.
I'm not.
Say it or we're ending the pod. That's all I want to hear. Then we can end the pod.
I'm not saying what you think I am. I'm not saying what you think I'm going to say. What I'm saying is,
everyone is thinking it right now.
No,
You're all thinking it. Just say it. Say it.
So what I'm going to say is that when he crossed that ball in, there was no pressure on the ball. And the reason why there's no pressure on the ball is because he's already earned the respect of the defender, thinking, well, if I dive in, I'm cooked, basically. So he's already earned that, and he's earned that at 16 years old. The rest of our attackers, they're just like, well, they're not protected by the rest anymore. So we're just gonna run into them and kick the shit at them, and we're gonna get away with it. With Max, it's a different story. If I run in, I don't know which way he's gonna go, kind of thing. Max, to me, already, I feel like he's gonna win the most fouls in the Premier League next season, like, but like per ratio, maybe not overall, but in terms of game time, he's probably win the most fouls. He's that sort of player.
I'm sorry, I'm not with them Arteta playing that child into the ground. Lest he be cooked by 25. Like, you relax.
Like, listen, man. If he's cooked by 25, I'm pretty sure we would have won like nine titles in a row at that point. I promise you, because this boy is special. I'm not gonna say it yet, but y'all know what I'm thinking. Y'all know what coach is thinking. Y'all know what Gabby is thinking. But he's of that ilk. He's of that ilk. You know it. It's on color TV. It's in HD. We know what we're seeing. But we'll leave it here for now. Folks, you know what to tell the people.
Ramadan Kareem, Eid Mubarak in advance. Peace.
Fuck Chelsea. I'll see you soon.
Peace.